All right, everyone. As you can see, I'm not in the podcast studio today. I'm out here with Ray on a place he's got permission to hunt on his lease. We're out here after snow goose hunting, and after snow geese, I have like zero experience with snow geese, so this has been a learning process for me. Today, we're not having the greatest luck, but it's also bluebird sky day. We saw a lot, but they're very, very high up there. Well, this is podcast 37. Like I said, I'm here with Raymond Ray, also known as Stretch, from the old fraternity. He is a firefighter, so don't hold that against him, guys. Other than that, but Ray, you've been snow goose hunting for quite a while. First thing, you've only this is only your second day?
It's only my second day out here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been, like you said, we've seen a lot. It's been tough just because the adults are now coming through for us here in Central Illinois, but it's kind of been like you said, nice blue, sunny bluebird day.
Mm-hmm.
It's been tough to try and get these bigger birds down, especially since I didn't put out our big spread as much as I usually do. I only got probably 600 or 700 out here right now with a few flyers going. Kind of wasn't expecting this many birds down here at this time right now, but like I said, it's been kind of a tough day today.
So in past seasons, you say usually later in the season? It gets
Usually
better?
a little later in the season we'll hit into some numbers, just because that's usually the time that the juvies are kind of coming through with us and get into those less knowledgeable birds that we can get into. But also it's kind of tough here when you're competing with big numbers of birds down here, and it's kind of a tough place to try to get them down, especially right there. We got them.
You guys can't see them, but they're like
miles high over there.
Yeah, very high up there.
But yeah, it's kind of hard to compete with that many live birds over there in some of the areas that we're hunting up against. So, but we were kind of hoping today that we get a few, and it's still kind of early yet, so they might still get flying here a little later.
So you see us start scrambling, and
if you see us take off, you understand what happened.
Yeah, we're trying to kill some birds, but yeah, no, it's been good so far out here. Like I was telling Ray earlier, I deer hunt all season long hard, and all of a sudden deer season's over, and I haven't been out since deer season. I think I went squirrel hunting one day. That was about it. So it's nice just to get out again and do some hunting. And you guys can't see, but we've got some big flocks over us right now, but they are high, very, very high. Oh man,
They are way up
yeah.
there.
So, the snow goose season, or I think the light geese season is another name they call it. But you can kill, there's snow geese, and then there's blue geese, or what they usually call them. Bray, do you want to kind of break down the differences a little bit?
So the blue goose, you'll kind of see a difference in they are a true blue color, and then for the waterfowl guys, the old eagle heads is what we refer to them as, because they look exactly. That would sound a lot closer.
I hear them, but we're going to be doing this a lot. We're going to be doing this a lot. Bear with it.
I don't think of having a podcast out in the field here. But no, the snows are an adult snow, and then the Rossies, you kind of get a difference in size. Snow goose is going to be a lot bigger, and then a Rossie is going to be a little bit smaller.
Oh, they are. They're way up there.
Way over there.
Yeah.
But you're going to see the difference between them, especially if we could ever get some down here, and I can show you the difference. But like right now, these are all adult snow, so they're going to be a lot bigger. And then a Rossie, like I said, is about the size of, can honestly be about the size of a mallard, or just a little bit about the size of a lesser Canada. And then get into the blue geese, they're a nice bright blue and white color, and then occasional juvies, which have a little bit of a gray color to them. And that's kind of the difference between all of them that you can tell. And then you can tell the difference between obviously an adult white bird and adult, or a juvie and a blue and everything like that.
So like I've said before, I don't have any experience. I've never harvested a snow or a blue goose. Be honest, I've shot at some, but poor shooting is what led to not having any. Yeah. So number one, do you like eating snow geese?
They are actually pretty good if you can get some good recipes. Don't take it from me. I have botched a couple of them. There have been a couple that have not been done so well, but there are some really good recipes out there for them. A lot of guys if obviously with how many we shoot, we'll put them in bulk, and then they just kind of make a like just a mixture out of them, and then we make jerky, our own jerky and stuff like that out of them, which is pretty good. It just depends on what type of mixture you want to use with them. If you marinate them all night or for 24 hours, 48 hours, they get a really good flavor, and they are a dark meat, so it's going to be a little bit of a gamey flavor to them. But it's if you're an outdoorsman, they're really, really good.
Yeah.
I like eating them. They're actually taste pretty good if you, like I said, if you can cook them right. But there's definitely been that fair share of a couple mishaps in the kitchen of, wow, those were really bad.
Can you tell the difference between an adult snow compared to like a Rossi?
Not really. I mean, truly, the meat is about truly the same. I mean, it's going to be about the same meat quality.
It's just
going to be a
tender.
little smaller. It's a little more tender in the Rossies.
That's what
but they're not truly. If you bit into two side by side, you wouldn't know the difference if you cooked them right. In my opinion.
Yeah, good to know. Good to know. So, I helped Ray set up just a few decoys this morning. He had most of these socks out already, but again, all my decoy experience when it comes to waterfowl is either on the water with ducks or setting up field decoys, shells, and stuff like that for Canadians. So setting up like these socks, the vortex, the flyers, that's all kind of new to me. So I guess if you want to kind of break down maybe some of the decoy process, maybe different types of decoys you guys use for snows.
So I kind of have a mixture here. I don't know. Did you get any of the kind of?
I got some. Yep. Okay. I can. I'll lay some footage over.
If you see
top of this.
if you see behind me, there's some kind of floaters out here. I don't have very many out right now, just because of timing and work and everything's been kind of rough. But then I always set them up in a teardrop. Guys always want to kind of put a kill hole, like kind of they do with like regular waterfowl, but a lot of guys will tell you it's just a big mass is what they do. So they'll mass up at the front. That's why I have a lot of these decoys up at the front here, and then kind of teardropped out to where it just kind of feathers himself out, because snow geese are greedy. They always want to be in front of the pack. That's why as you watch them, they always jump each other, and they always want to be at the front of the pack and always want to be the ones in front. And then you set up. I got some flyers here, many different brands of flyers. You can go with Mojos or Robos, and then I'm not sure what the flappers are. The super expensive brands like those. If you can afford them, they're great. But if you're looking for just cheap flyers, the flyers I have are just a regular silo sock, just style flyers, and they do me just well. I mainly run wind socks just because it's a little bit easier to store. And then I got some shells, obviously half shells that we can put on the ground just to kind of give the resting feel to them that they're looking for of being here on the ground. And then guys will run full bodies, which full bodies if you got the space and the good money to do it. I mean, more power to you. But me, I just run socks and shells and occasional just old duck floaters that I paint white. They like I said, they're all pretty cheap and easy, but at the same time, this is one expensive goose chase, so to speak.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I was gonna talk to you about. So it seems like, in my opinion, as I've gotten older, snow goose hunting's gotten more and more popular, at least in our area. It seems like more and more people are doing it, and that's the one constant I always hear from every snow goose hunter: the amount of money that you guys sink into.
It is a lot of money to sink into it, to get into it. I started with this spread. We probably started with 3 or 4 dozen just cheap solo socks that we decided to go do, and then it's grown every year ever since me and Dad and me and the guys down here have all come together, and we've all I've accepted it as I like to chase them. I got the 1 or 2 days of shooting into the big spins and getting to unload with guys, and it's kind of one of those that I got stuck. And now there are guys that you can run just cheap wind socks, and then there's guys that you can run full bodies and everything like that. But it is definitely, be ready to fork out the money if you're going to get into snow goose hunting and get into it hardcore.
So hypothetically, obviously I know not all these decoys are yours, some of them is part of the group you're part of, but how much money we got laying in front of us right now? If you had to guess.
Laying in front of us, probably the ones with the mixed brands and everything like that, we're probably looking $3 or $4 grand with everything sitting in front of us right now. And like I said, this is a small.
I see how much.
This is a small spread that we normally run.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I mean, we've gotten in with everything probably that my group and all of us have. We probably have a mixture of probably $8,000 or $9,000. Plus, there's guys that, the groups that we don't have here this year with us. That adds probably another $2,000 or $3,000 worth of decoys that we don't have out, and it's just one of those that there's definitely a lot of money sitting here, and it's one of those that we
See above those trees?
Yep, I just saw it. Just saw the flash. This is one of those times of our distraction of.
Looks like a big group.
I thought so. I saw the same thing you did.
I would love to get a harvest on this podcast. That'd be awesome. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
if we could,
it'd be cool.
It'd
be cool.
As many birds that we're seeing down here, it'd be nice to get a harvest on the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely costing money, especially with the decoys that you lose every year, because we leave our spreads kind of out most of the time because it's our land that we have, so we kind of just keep it together. And
That and a lot of when you're driving the highways here in Fulton County, a lot of times you can see people's spreads and stuff out. You guys, nice little hidden spot. This is my first time coming down here with Ray. We've been talking about this since I've really met you. You've been telling me about this piece of property you had permission on, and this is my first time down here. And the nice thing for me, it's only less than a 10-minute drive to get here. But
nice little hidden gem.
Yeah, you can't see it from the road or anything like that. I like it.
Nope. And like I said, we got some nice locations surrounding us that we can get to. And like I said, it's not that.
Yeah.
We got a nice little location here, which makes it a lot definitely super nice for us down here. But the only thing is, we got to compete with those spots too.
Yes. Yep.
That's the tough part.
Look at these Canadians.
I see them.
Coming
right to us.
Oh yeah. That's what I was going to ask you though. How does these socks hold up? Obviously, we took the flight just like that. How does these socks hold up in high winds?
They actually hold up rather well. The older style wind socks that I kind of found that even through the years of snow goose hunting, the backbone socks are phenomenal. The brands have done an amazing job with the backbones of keeping these wind socks to where they hold their shape, and then they also keep water holes on the bottom. So even when they get frozen, they're not tearing as easily because they keep their shape, but also they're not getting drunk on the ground as much as what some of them would.
Call the ducks. I heard something. You ever heard something behind
story
us?
Of the day.
Yeah, man, the amount of ducks we're seeing today is kind of nuts.
It could have been limited out on Canadians and everything else. So.
Everything but snow.
Everything but what we're chasing. But no, these wind socks hold up rather well. I like them. I've had some of these since I've started. Like you can see some of my older ones that I have since I've started, and then all the way up until the newer brands that we've bought, and they're all. I mean, I love wind socks. They're easy to store, easy to carry. It's a lot nicer to take out to a field instead of carrying full bodies, in my opinion. But they definitely, it is a disadvantage. Like days this morning when we didn't have a lot of wind going.
Yeah,
it
kind of laying flat.
Kind of laying flat. That's another thing with those backbones that companies have done. They hold their shape rather well, and they still look good even without wind.
Yeah, well, that's what I was kind of thinking. If I wanted to try this even at my place, buy a couple dozen wind socks at least try.
A couple dozen wind socks. Silhouettes work. We've used silhouettes before and had good solid results out of them. I've done. Some guys even back in the day they used old paper plates.
I've heard stories of newspapers.
Folding
out newspapers.
Yep. Newspapers, old plastic plates. You could even use garbage bags. Some guys have used garbage bags. Just kind of depends on what your budget is and if you want to get into it. I mean, it's one of those that you can do a lot of things to them to try to make them. But I always, if you're looking to just get into it, I always suggest socks. They're a good solid product.
Yeah, I think I don't have that much experience with it, but I think the spread looks good. And I like how the socks are looking and stuff. But yeah,
Got them dancing and bouncing pretty good here.
Want to see when's season go out here? You know, on top of your head. April-ish. April-ish. So I mean, how hard will you hit it till then?
It kind of depends on the migration. A lot of us are kind of like right now. I'm gonna try to hit it hard. So when I can, I'm probably gonna be hunting quite a bit, just because right now this is prime migration time for the first. This is the first big wave that we've gotten. So it's kind of they've been here for a little while, but this is the first big wave here for us here in our area.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're gonna try to hit it hard here. I'm gonna try to hopefully hit it hard here within now between the end of the month and this month. I'll definitely be hitting it super hard to try to. But like I said, this month is going to be a span of, like right now the adults are here, then kind of get the tail end of the adults into the juvies, and then the juvies kind of start, that's when we start getting into the big numbers because of the less educated birds, and they haven't seen the big spreads as much, but they're also kind of gun shy coming up from the south because they've been shot at all the way down from Arkansas all the way up to here now. So it's kind of a, just got to trick them a little bit better.
Yeah, so kind of talk about the migration a little bit, because everything else, like when we're hunting waterfowl, you know, they're starting up in like Canada, working their way south. But it's opposite with these, right? Kind of, sort of?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. So they still migrate south. These are one of the first things that you'll see push through, and then you'll see them move south really, really quick. You'll see the push of snows come through, and it's like, man, the snows are here, and then the next day they're gone. When they migrate south, they go quick. It's not a everybody chases the migration south. They chase the migration north.
Okay.
Because they kind of stick a little bit harder in places when they're heading north, because they're just following the snow lines.
Gotcha.
With these though, these birds are not just like Canadian geese where we get them, you know, just strictly like the big Canadians or the giant Canadians and everything around here. These things are all the way to California, all the way out to the East Coast. And they just migrate no matter where they go. It's just a huge migration field for these things. And it just makes it that much harder to try to get on the X, so to speak. Guys travel all the way to chase these things, and like I said, they are a tough bird to travel for, because like I said, you're so spread out throughout the country that they go through the central region, they go through us, they go through the East Coast, they go through the West Coast. Things are everywhere, and it's just a tough task to pinpoint their migration periods, but they're a good traveling bird.
Okay. Well, obviously we're hunting, we got, in this spot you got field and water, but obviously we're kind of mainly facing the field edge. So like, I know when it comes to some ducks, hear them, but obviously I know in my experience, whether it's field hunting for ducks or geese, it seems like you have better luck hunting over corn, a picked cornfield, than you do a picked bean field.
Yep.
Obviously this year, because of farmers rotation, you got beans, but is it the same thing for your snows, you feel like, or does it matter?
I think it kind of just depends on where the snows want to be. I've seen them hit bean fields over cornfields sometimes. I've seen them hit, you know, some of the farmers down here actually have beet fields that are green, and they love those fields.
Yeah.
Those fields they hit those pretty hard, and then like a cut bean field and a cut cornfield, they do like the cornfields a little bit more, and it makes it a little bit easier to try to persuade them. But honestly, between the two, I think just depends on, they like the safety in numbers. With me, I kind of have an advantage with open water, because they want to go to water after they get in the fields. But right now, obviously, I don't have the floater spread out just yet. But it's just kind of one of those.
You think in this spot here, you think you kill more in the field or more in the water?
It varies, honestly. It kind of varies between time to time. I've killed them in the field a lot, and then I've killed some in the water. Like I said, I've killed them going into the water, and sometimes they just want to be in the water, sometimes they want to be in the field. But it's just kind of truly with them. It kind of just depends on the day and what they want to do.
All right. Well, before we kind of switch topics here a little bit, what you got one good like snow goose story to share? See, and it could be maybe your best day you've had out there. I know you.
So I'm trying to think. I mean, we got some good memories. We had some guys that we hunted with, and we got into a jump shoot, and it was kind of we were carrying the decoys out, and the snow geese beat us to the spot, and we just got lucky enough to be able to jump up and be able to jump shoot some. I don't even remember what the number was that we got. I think it was like 20 or 30 that we. It wasn't the highest I've ever killed, but it wasn't the,
Yeah.
It was just the fact of the memory of all of us walking out, and then it's like, uh-oh.
They beat us.
Or
Yeah.
just hunting out here with my dad. I mean, to be able to, I think my best stories are with my dad, because, like I said, it's just one of those things that we bond over this, and this is what we do, and we both have a love and passion for it, that this is our thing, and it's just one of those that I can't talk about it enough, that how much me and my dad love this.
Nope, I get it, man. I get it 100%. So one thing Ray and I were talking about while we've been out here, watching birds fly over and watching the ducks, is Illinois duck season. We both, I think, come in agreement with the season. So our season comes in late October, goes till what, 26th, 27th of December, 28th maybe? Something like that. Shortly after Christmas, it goes
It varies, because like I said, they go year to year.
Yeah, shortly after Christmas, duck season goes out. And we at my place and my dad's place, we got a couple pits and we have a blind. And man, it seems like as soon as duck season goes out, that's when the big flocks of like mallards and stuff gets here. Every year, never fails. And in my opinion, a lot of times that first week or two of duck season, there's not a lot of birds. You know that first day or two, you might have a good shoot because you're killing all the local birds. But after that, you just don't have any big pushes on migration. And whether you believe in climate change or not, I'm not going to go into the details on that. But it does seem like our seasons are changing a little bit, where it stays warmer longer, gets colder later, but it stays colder later. That's my opinion, anyway. So Ray, I mean, would you agree?
I agree with you.
We're kind of thinking push duck season back 2 weeks.
Push it back a couple weeks and give us a little bit more time there at the later part of the year. I know it's going to kind of push on the public land aspect of frozen and everything else, but truly we don't get into the big numbers until, I agree with you, until late in the year. Specs.
That's what I thought. I was like,
specs.
Well, man, bummer. I would be taking a shot at one of those if they were snows.
If they were snows. No blinds on them though. Did you notice that?
No, there was that right one's got a mark. That's it.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't see it now.
That was the only one though.
I looked. I was like, right there now.
Yeah, they kind of snuck up on us.
They did. That's the first. They don't usually. They usually aren't quiet.
Yeah. So that's another thing. If you don't know that much about geese, so you got Canadian geese and subspecies of Canadian.
Specs are not like geese. Just that speculation is they are not like geese.
But they are technically a goose.
They are technically a goose.
Yeah.
They are a goose, but they are not the light geese.
Yes.
They are not part of the light geese.
Yeah. We cannot. They are off.
They are
off the charts at this moment in time. Unfortunately, because we definitely would have taken a shot at
Definitely
this.
could have had a shot there, and they're coming back.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but only the one's got marks on it. It's kind
I'm
of weird.
surprised by that.
Yeah. Here's some though.
See those? Then there's our friends at 8 miles high.
Yeah. Lead them.
Lead. That's a long lead.
Oh man, these specks are trying to get shot.
These specs are coming in great.
Literally, we could have killed.
Look at these. They're gonna land.
Yeah.
Can you get them? They're down. They couldn't have done that during the season.
There. We're back. We got distracted there. But yeah. Let's see if I can fix this camera a little bit. There we go.
Nice.
But and I'm not gonna lie, I'm off track now. What were we talking about?
Talking
I know
about
specs aren't like they are geese, but they're not.
That is the best tasting waterfowl, in my opinion.
I'll be honest, I've never had a speck. Never shot one either.
Some of the guys around here refer to them as the flaming jaw of the sky. They are good. I've been able to have a few and cook them up right, and they are phenomenal. In my opinion, my favorite waterfowl to eat. And a nice juicy mallard, but
Oh yeah, can't beat that.
Can't beat a good
Wood
old
duck's good too.
wood duck.
Uh-huh.
The old teals for the old cracker meat that you can get for them.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Man, it is so hot.
It comes back out of the field though.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe we'll catch
Maybe
a
get
little
something.
movement. But anyway, but yeah, we're kind of in agreement with the Illinois duck season that it should be postponed 2 weeks and add on 2 weeks, because that's just our opinion. We get the public land thing, because in most of the Illinois public land, at least in our area, it is water. A lot of walk-ins, a lot of water or draw-ins for blinds, stuff like that. So I get that. Water's gonna freeze quicker during duck season than if you postpone it 2 weeks. But honestly, I'm personally willing to forfeit that. Now I get it. I also have access to fields, so I get that's hypocritical of me. And like, oh yeah, asshole, yeah, you get to hunt longer. No wonder you want that. So I get that. That is kind of my opinion. I don't know if Illinois could work on something about, maybe like a farm program or something where farmers start letting public land access to hunt snows or specks or
some areas do have that public land field hunting access, which is really nice. The only thing is obviously if the birds are there or not during that time.
Correct.
That's kind of one of those, if they freeze out, then it kind of kills those fields too.
Correct. So yeah,
at least there are areas that they do have field hunting access. That's
yeah.
the nice part.
So that's kind of our opinion on the Illinois duck season. And then one thing I didn't realize, and I don't know, so obviously Ray, I've lived in Fulton County my whole life. Ray lives in the neighboring county, but he's hunted Fulton County most of his life. So I didn't realize here in Illinois how lucky we are that we live in this part of Illinois for the public land access, because so we both went to Eureka College, and that's Woodford County, and there is some public land in Woodford, but not a lot. And you didn't realize like how limited public land access is throughout the state in some areas.
You're definitely a lot closer down here to a lot more public areas that you can get to. That's the nice part.
Yeah. So again, it's more and more I look into the public land access throughout this country. More and more you seem like, it's just that we definitely need to protect the land we do have permission on, and always try to get more when we can, take advantage of certain situations. Hunting is part of the conservation process, so it's always good to keep that going.
I'm trying to wait for the specks to walk up over the hill here. That's what I keep staring at.
Be cool. Have to get some video of that if we do, or some pictures. But yeah, Ray, do you have anything else to add on this waterfowl topic? I know it's kind of short, sweet podcast, and we keep getting distracted. But I figured, hey, Bluebird Sky, we might as well record one. Yeah, take advantage of it.
If you hear anybody having any luck, man, just gladly, good luck. There they go. They're gonna come right over top of us. That couldn't be snow.
Yeah.
Could have got you some good videos of those.
There we go. It's focusing a little bit. But yeah, okay. Well, after that, I think that's the best way to end it. As you can see, we're distracted. But yeah, get some good spec footage. But yeah, Ray, thanks for coming on again.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. I have to maybe we'll get some more content down. Actually, us killing some snows eventually.
Let's hope so.
But yeah.
Good luck to everybody out there still waterfowl hunting. Wish y'all the best. Hopefully y'all have better luck than we have today. Are they coming back again? They are. They're gonna do it again. Just having fun watching these things.
All right, thanks guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Appreciate all the support, and yeah, hopefully we get some geese down here soon. See ya.